In the heart of a lush, green valley, there lived a gentle buffalo named Tai. Tai roamed the meadows freely, grazing on sweet grass and drinking from the crystal-clear streams that wound their way through the valley. One day, as Tai basked in the warm sunlight, he encountered a weary traveler making his way through the valley. The traveler, a humble man named Koji, had journeyed far and wide in search of wisdom and truth. Moved by compassion, Tai approached Koji and offered him a ride upon his broad back. Together, they traveled through the valley, sharing stories and laughter as they journeyed. As they traveled, Koji marveled at the beauty of the valley and the harmony of its inhabitants, the birds singing in the trees, the fish swimming in the streams, and the buffalo grazing in the meadows. "Tell me, Tai," Koji asked, "what is the secret to the valley's beauty and abundance?" Tai paused for a moment, his wise eyes gazing into the distance. "The secret," he replied, "is the interconnectedness of all beings. In this valley, every creature from the smallest insect to the tallest tree plays a vital role in maintaining the balance and harmony of the ecosystem." Koji pondered Tai's words deeply, realizing that in his journey to seek wisdom, he had overlooked the simple truth that all beings are interconnected, that the well-being of one depends on the well-being of all. As they journeyed on, Koji felt a deep sense of gratitude and reverence for the valley and its inhabitants. No longer did he see himself as separate from the world around him, but as an integral part of the web of life that bound them all together. And as they reached the end of their journey, Koji bowed deeply to Tai, expressing his heartfelt gratitude for the wisdom and insight he had gained. "Thank you, Tai," Koji said, his voice filled with reverence, "for teaching me the true meaning of interconnectedness and the illusion of separateness." And with that, Koji bid farewell to Tai and the valley, carrying with him the timeless wisdom of their journey, a reminder that in the tapestry of life, all beings are connected, and that true harmony can only be found in embracing the unity of all things. Once, in a serene monastery nestled amidst towering mountains and cascading waterfalls, there lived two monks, brothers in spirit but different in temperament. One monk, named Koji, was known for his gentle nature and forgiving heart, while the other, named Ru, carried the weight of past grievances like heavy chains around his soul. One day, as they journeyed through the countryside on a pilgrimage, the two monks came upon a rushing river blocking their path. On the riverbank stood a distressed woman, unable to cross the turbulent waters. Without hesitation, Koji approached the woman and offered to carry her across the river on his back. Gratefully, she accepted his help, and Koji safely guided her to the other side. As they continued their journey, Ru remained silent, his resentment simmering beneath the surface. Hours passed, yet Ru could not shake the feeling of indignation at Koji's act of kindness. Finally, unable to contain his frustration any longer, Ru burst out, "How could you, Koji? As monks, we have taken vows of celibacy and detachment. Yet you willingly touched that woman, carrying her across the river." Koji turned to Ru with a serene smile. "My dear brother," he said gently, "I left the woman by the riverbank long ago. Why do you still carry her in your heart?" Ru's eyes widened in realization, and in that moment, the weight of his resentment lifted like a fog clearing from the mountainside. He understood the true burden he had been carrying, not the woman herself, but the grudge he held against Koji for his act of compassion. With a newfound sense of clarity and freedom, Ru let go of his grievances, releasing them into the flowing waters of the river. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow upon the landscape, the two monks continued their journey in harmony, their hearts unburdened and their spirits light. From that day forth, the tale of the two monks and the woman served as a timeless reminder to all who heard it, that true freedom comes not from clinging to past grievances, but from letting go and embracing the present moment with an open heart and forgiving spirit. In a tranquil village nestled amidst mist-covered mountains, there lived a skilled swordsman named Banzo. Banzo was renowned throughout the land for his mastery of the blade. But more than his skill with steel, it was his wisdom that set him apart. One day, a young apprentice named Hiro approached Banzo, eager to learn the secrets of swordsmanship. But instead of imparting his knowledge through words and techniques, Banzo simply offered Hiro a taste of his sword. Confused but curious, Hiro hesitated before accepting the sword from Banzo's outstretched hand. As he took a tentative lick of the blade, he was met with a sharp metallic tang that seemed to awaken something deep within him, a spark of understanding that transcended words or concepts. In that moment, Hiro experienced a profound realization that wisdom could not be conveyed through mere instruction or explanation, but through direct experience and intuition. And as he returned the sword to Banzo, he knew that he had been initiated into a deeper understanding of the art of swordsmanship. From that day forth, Hiro trained tirelessly under Banzo's guidance, honing his skills with the blade and deepening his understanding of the mysteries of combat. And though Banzo rarely spoke a word, his silent teachings spoke volumes, guiding Hiro on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. As the years passed, Hiro grew into a master swordsman in his own right, his every movement a testament to the wisdom he had inherited from Banzo. And though the taste of Banzo's sword lingered on his lips, it was the imprint of his mentor's teachings upon his heart and soul that would endure for eternity. Once upon a time, in a bustling city teeming with life and activity, there lived a notorious thief named Rai. Rai was feared and reviled by all who knew of his exploits. He stole from the rich and the poor alike, leaving a trail of misery and despair in his wake. One moonlit night, as Rai prowled the streets in search of his next victim, he stumbled upon a humble temple nestled in a quiet corner of the city. Intrigued by the soft glow of candlelight emanating from within, Rai crept closer, his curiosity piqued. Inside the temple, Rai found himself face to face with the venerable Master Lin, a wise monk known for his compassion and insight. Rai's first instinct was to flee, but something in the monk's gaze held him spellbound. "You are a thief," Master Lin observed, his voice gentle yet penetrating. "But you are also lost and searching for something more." Rai was taken aback by the monk's words. For years, he had buried his pain and loneliness beneath layers of greed and deceit. But now, standing before Master Lin, he felt exposed and vulnerable. "I seek only wealth and power," Rai confessed, his voice barely above a whisper. "But no matter how much I steal, I cannot fill the emptiness inside me." Master Lin regarded Rai with compassion, seeing past the hardened exterior to the wounded soul beneath. "There is a path to redemption," he said softly. "But it requires courage, humility, and a willingness to face the truth of who you are." In that moment, something shifted within Rai. For the first time in his life, he felt a glimmer of hope, a spark of possibility that he could be more than the sum of his crimes. With Master Lin's guidance, Rai embarked on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. He studied the teachings of the Buddha, meditated on the nature of suffering and impermanence, and performed acts of kindness and generosity to atone for his past misdeeds. Slowly but surely, Rai began to unravel the tangled knots of greed and hatred that had bound his heart for so long. In their place grew seeds of compassion, wisdom, and inner peace. Years passed, and Rai's reputation as a thief faded into distant memory. In its place emerged a new identity, that of a devoted disciple and humble servant of humanity. And though Rai's journey was fraught with challenges and setbacks, he remained steadfast in his commitment to the path of awakening. For he had tasted the sweet nectar of liberation, the transformative power of spiritual practice, and knew that it was the most precious treasure of all. In a quaint village nestled amidst rolling hills and winding rivers, there lived a wise elder named Master Toshi. Master Toshi was known throughout the land for his profound wisdom and keen insight into the ways of the world. One day, as Master Toshi walked through the village, he came upon a group of villagers gathered around a young man named Kato. Kato, a recent inheritor of his family's fortune, seemed troubled as he juggled 6 jars filled with various treasures, gold coins, precious gems, and valuable artifacts. Master Toshi, Kato exclaimed, I am overwhelmed by the responsibility of managing my inheritance. I do not know where to begin. Master Toshi nodded thoughtfully and gestured for Kato to follow him to a nearby clearing. There, beneath the shade of a towering oak tree, Master Toshi sat down and motioned for Kato to do the same. Tell me, young Kato, Master Toshi began, what do these 6 jars represent to you? Kato hesitated for a moment before replying, each jar represents a different aspect of my life: wealth, success, family, health, friendships, and personal growth. Master Toshi nodded approvingly. Now, I want you to prioritize these jars in order of importance to you. With furrowed brows, Kato pondered the question, carefully considering each aspect of his life. After a moment of reflection, he rearranged the jars, placing family and health at the top, followed by friendships, personal growth, success, and wealth. Master Toshi smiled knowingly. You have taken the first step towards wisdom, young Kato, he said. For true prosperity and fulfillment come not from the accumulation of wealth or success, but from nurturing the relationships and values that matter most to you. With Master Toshi's guidance, Kato learned to prioritize his time and energy on the things that truly mattered, spending quality time with his family, taking care of his health, nurturing meaningful friendships, and pursuing personal growth and fulfillment. And as the years passed, Kato found that by focusing on what truly mattered in life, he experienced a deep sense of joy and contentment that no amount of wealth or success could ever provide. From that day forth, the story of the 6 jars became a timeless reminder to the villagers and to all who heard it of the importance of prioritizing what truly matters in life and nurturing the relationships and values that bring true prosperity and fulfillment. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and whispering streams, there lived a young girl named Emmeline. Emmeline was known for her curious nature and adventurous spirit, but she often found herself paralyzed by indecision. One day, as she wandered through the forest, Emmeline stumbled upon a mysterious old oak tree, its branches reaching towards the sky like gnarled fingers. Intrigued, she approached the tree and noticed a small, weathered sign hanging from one of its limbs. Curious, Emmeline read the inscription "Maybe." Puzzled by the cryptic message, Emmeline pondered its meaning. Maybe what? She wondered aloud. Suddenly, a soft voice whispered in her ear, "Maybe anything." Startled, Emmeline turned to see a wise old owl perched on a nearby branch, its eyes gleaming with ancient wisdom. "Who are you?" Emmeline asked, her voice filled with wonder. "I am the guardian of the Maybe tree," the owl replied. "And I am here to guide you on a journey of discovery." Intrigued, Emmeline followed the owl deeper into the forest, where they came upon a winding path shrouded in mist. With each step, Emmeline felt her heart flutter with excitement and trepidation, unsure of what lay ahead. As they journeyed deeper into the forest, Emmeline encountered a series of obstacles: a rushing river, a thicket of thorns, a towering cliff, each one more daunting than the last. But instead of turning back in fear, Emmeline embraced the challenge with an open heart and a curious mind. With each obstacle she overcame, Emmeline felt a sense of empowerment and exhilaration wash over her. No longer bound by the limitations of her own doubts and fears, she embraced the uncertainty of the journey, knowing that each step brought her closer to discovering the true meaning of maybe. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Emmeline and the wise old owl emerged from the depths of the forest and stood before a shimmering pond, its surface reflecting the stars above. "Here we are," the owl said, its voice filled with pride. "The end of your journey." Emmeline gazed into the depths of the pond and saw her reflection staring back at her, the young girl filled with courage, curiosity, and boundless potential. With a smile on her lips and a twinkle in her eye, Emmeline whispered to herself, "Maybe anything." And as she stood beneath the starlit sky, Emmeline knew that no matter what uncertainties lay ahead, she would face them with an open mind and an open heart, ready to embrace the endless possibilities of maybe. In a bustling kingdom nestled between towering mountains and shimmering rivers, there lived a wise old sage named Emei. Emei was renowned throughout the land for her profound wisdom and unwavering serenity. One day, the king of the realm summoned Emei to his palace. "Sage Emei," he said, "I have heard tales of your great wisdom, and I seek your counsel. Tell me, what is the most valuable thing in the world?" Emei smiled gently and replied, "Your Majesty, the most valuable thing in the world cannot be measured in gold or jewels. It is something far more precious than any material possession." Intrigued, the king pressed Emei to reveal the secret of this invaluable treasure. "The most valuable thing in the world," Emei explained, "is inner peace and contentment. It is a treasure that resides within the heart of every being, waiting to be discovered." The king was taken aback by Mei's words. "But how can one find this inner peace?" he asked, his voice filled with curiosity. Emei closed her eyes for a moment, then spoke softly. "Inner peace comes from letting go of the desire for more and embracing gratitude for what one already has. It is found in the simple joys of life, in the laughter of loved ones, the beauty of nature, and the serenity of solitude." The king pondered Mei's words deeply, realizing that despite his wealth and power, he often felt a sense of restlessness and discontentment. Determined to find the elusive treasure of inner peace, the king embarked on a journey of self-discovery. He spent time in quiet reflection, surrounded himself with the beauty of nature, and cultivated gratitude for the blessings in his life. Slowly but surely, the king's heart began to fill with a deep sense of peace and contentment. No longer did he measure his worth by the size of his kingdom or the richness of his treasury. Instead, he found joy in the simple moments of life and reveled in the beauty of the world around him. Word of the king's transformation spread throughout the kingdom, inspiring others to seek their own inner peace and contentment. And from that day forth, the people of the realm learned that the most valuable thing in the world could not be bought or sold. It could only be found within the depths of their own hearts. In a tranquil village nestled among whispering pine trees and blooming wildflowers, there lived a young girl named Emei. Emei was known for her lively chatter and boundless curiosity, but deep within her heart, she longed for a sense of inner peace and stillness. One day, as Emei wandered through the forest, she stumbled upon a secluded grove bathed in dappled sunlight. Intrigued by the serene beauty of the place, she decided to sit and rest a while, allowing the gentle rustle of leaves and the sweet song of birds to wash over her. As Emei sat in quiet contemplation, she noticed a wise old sage sitting nearby, his eyes closed in deep meditation. Intrigued by his peaceful demeanor, she approached him and asked, "How do you find such tranquility amidst the chaos of the world?" The sage smiled softly and beckoned Emei to sit beside him. "Inner peace," he said, "is not something to be found outside of ourselves, but within. It is the stillness that resides at the very core of our being, a timeless sanctuary untouched by the tumult of the world." Eager to learn more, Emei listened intently as the sage shared ancient teachings and practices for cultivating inner peace and stillness. He spoke of the importance of quieting the restless chatter of the mind, of embracing the present moment with open-hearted awareness, and of finding solace in the gentle rhythm of breath. Intrigued by the sage's words, Emei resolved to embark on a journey of self-discovery and inner exploration. She spent her days practicing meditation beneath the shade of the old pine trees, allowing herself to sink deeper and deeper into the stillness that lay within. With each passing day, Emei felt a sense of calm and clarity washing over her, like a gentle stream flowing through her soul. No longer did she feel the need to fill the silence with meaningless chatter or distractions. Instead, she reveled in the sweet serenity of inner peace, knowing that it was the true source of her joy and contentment. And as Emei returned to the village, her heart overflowing with newfound wisdom and tranquility, she shared her journey with her friends and neighbors, inspiring them to embark on their own quest for inner stillness and peace. For in the quiet depths of the heart, they discovered the timeless sanctuary that had always been waiting for them, a sanctuary of peace, love, and boundless joy. In a tranquil village nestled among emerald hills, there lived a young woman named Emei. Emei was known for her gentle nature and kind heart, but she carried a heavy burden within her soul. For as long as she could remember, Emei had felt trapped by the expectations of others and the confines of her own mind. She longed to spread her wings and soar freely, yet she found herself imprisoned by self-doubt and fear. One day, while wandering through the forest, Emei stumbled upon an ancient well hidden amidst a grove of cherry blossoms. Curiosity piqued, she peered into its depths and was startled to see a figure huddled at the bottom, a prisoner of his own making. "Who are you?" Emei called out, her voice echoing against the stone walls of the well. The figure stirred, his eyes filled with sorrow and resignation. "I am a prisoner," he replied, his voice heavy with despair. "Trapped by the walls of my own creation, unable to escape." Moved by compassion, Emei reached out a hand to help the prisoner, but he recoiled in fear. "You cannot save me," he whispered. "I am destined to remain here forever, bound by the chains of my own limitations." But Emei refused to give up hope. With patience and persistence, she gently coaxed the prisoner to open his heart and mind to the possibility of freedom. "You hold the key to your own liberation," Emei told him, her words infused with gentle wisdom. "It is not the walls of this well that bind you, but the limitations you impose upon yourself." Slowly but surely, the prisoner began to see the truth in Mei's words. With each passing day, he shed the layers of self-doubt and fear that had held him captive for so long, until finally, he found the courage to climb out of the well and embrace the boundless expanse of the sky above. As they stood together beneath the blossoming cherry trees, Emei and the former prisoner reveled in the sweet taste of freedom. No longer shackled by the chains of their own limitations, they danced among the petals, their spirits soaring on the gentle breeze. And though their journey had been fraught with challenges and obstacles, Emei and the former prisoner knew that the greatest freedom of all was found within, in the courage to let go of the past and embrace the endless possibilities of the present moment. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a humble monk named Koji. Koji was known far and wide for his wisdom, kindness, and unwavering dedication to spreading compassion. One rainy afternoon, as Koji walked along the muddy road that led to the village, he encountered a traveler struggling to navigate through the thick mud. The traveler, a weary merchant with his cart laden with goods, was visibly frustrated as his wheels sank deeper into the mire. Without hesitation, Koji approached the struggling traveler and offered his assistance. Together, they pushed and pulled, their efforts slowly guiding the cart through the treacherous terrain. Despite the mud clinging to their robes and the rain soaking through to their skin, Koji and the merchant persevered until they reached solid ground. Grateful for Koji's help, the merchant bowed deeply and offered him a bag of gold coins as a token of appreciation. But Koji simply smiled and shook his head. "I cannot accept payment for helping a fellow traveler in need," he said gently. "It was my duty and privilege to assist you." The merchant was taken aback by Koji's refusal but respected his wishes nonetheless. With a grateful heart, he bid farewell to the monk and continued on his journey. As Koji resumed his walk to the village, he couldn't help but reflect on the encounter. He knew that true compassion required action without attachment to outcomes. Whether or not the merchant had offered him gold, Koji would have helped him just the same. For in the end, it was the act of kindness itself that mattered most, not the reward. Word of Koji's selfless deed spread quickly throughout the village, inspiring others to follow his example. And from that day forth, whenever someone found themselves in need along the muddy road, they could always count on the compassionate spirit of the humble monk, Koji, to lend a helping hand. In a tranquil village nestled amidst swaying bamboo forests and blooming cherry blossoms, there lived a humble poet named Hashin. Hashin was known throughout the land for his lyrical verses, which captured the beauty and wisdom of the world around him. As the years passed, Hashin grew older and weaker, his once nimble fingers now trembling with age. Yet, his spirit remained as vibrant as ever, filled with a boundless love for life and a thirst for truth. One crisp autumn evening, as the golden sun dipped below the horizon, Hashin sat beneath the ancient pine tree, his heart heavy with the weight of his years. He knew that his time on this earth was drawing to a close, and he longed to leave behind one final masterpiece, a poem that would capture the essence of his life's journey. Closing his eyes, Hashin breathed deeply, drawing inspiration from the rustling leaves and the gentle whisper of the wind. And as he sat in silent meditation, a sense of peace washed over him, filling his soul with a profound clarity. In that moment of stillness, Hashin experienced a profound realization that enlightenment was not some distant goal to be reached, but a simple recognition of the beauty and wonder that surrounded him in every moment. With newfound purpose, Hashin opened his eyes and began to write, his quill dancing across the parchment as if guided by an unseen hand. He poured his heart and soul into each word, weaving together the threads of his life into a tapestry of beauty and truth. And when he had finished, Hashin read aloud his final poem, a poignant reflection on the fleeting nature of life, the beauty of impermanence, and the timeless wisdom of the universe. As the villagers gathered to hear Hashin's last poem, tears streamed down their cheeks, moved by the depth of emotion and insight contained within his words. For in that moment, they too experienced a glimpse of enlightenment, a recognition of the sacredness of life and the interconnectedness of all things. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow upon the village below, Hashin closed his eyes one final time, his heart overflowing with gratitude and peace. And though his body may have returned to the earth, his spirit lived on in the timeless beauty of his last poem, a testament to the enduring power of enlightenment in the midst of everyday life. In a serene valley, surrounded by towering mountains and lush greenery, there lived a young monk named Hikaru. He was known throughout the monastery for his unwavering dedication to Zen practice, spending hours each day in deep meditation. One day, as Hikaru ventured into the forest to gather firewood, he stumbled upon a curious sight: a large stone nestled amidst a bed of moss. Intrigued, he approached the stone and sat down beside it, his mind buzzing with questions. Why is this stone here? Hikaru wondered aloud. What lessons does it hold? As he pondered these questions, Hikaru noticed a wise old monk passing by. With a bow of respect, he greeted the elder and shared his curiosity about the stone. The old monk smiled knowingly and gestured for Hikaru to join him on a nearby rock. The stone holds a lesson indeed, he began. But to understand it, one must approach it with an open mind and a receptive heart. Intrigued, Hikaru listened intently as the old monk recounted the tale of the stone, a mind hardened and closed off to new experiences, much like the unyielding stone before them. Many seek enlightenment with a mind as rigid as this stone, the old monk explained. But true understanding can only arise when one approaches the teachings with openness and receptivity, like the soft earth that cradles the roots of the trees. Inspired by the old monk's words, Hikaru returned to the monastery with a newfound sense of purpose. No longer content to simply sit in meditation, he sought out new experiences and perspectives, eager to deepen his understanding of Zen. With each passing day, Hikaru approached his practice with an open mind and a receptive heart, embracing the wisdom of the old monk's teachings. And as the seasons changed and the years passed, he grew in wisdom and compassion, his spirit as expansive and boundless as the sky above. And though the stone remained unchanged, nestled amidst the moss-covered earth, Hikaru knew that within its silent presence lay a timeless lesson, a reminder of the necessity of openness and receptivity in the journey toward enlightenment. In a serene valley embraced by misty mountains and fertile fields, there lived a farmer named Shinji. Shinji was known throughout the village for his unwavering dedication to his crops and his deep connection to the land. One crisp morning, as Shinji tended to his fields, he discovered a curious sight: a small seedling sprouting amidst the rows of his rice paddies. Intrigued by its unexpected appearance, Shinji decided to nurture the seedling and see what would grow. Weeks passed, and as Shinji tended to his crops with care, the seedling flourished into a vibrant plant unlike any he had seen before. Its leaves shimmered with hues of green and gold, and its delicate flowers exuded a sweet fragrance that filled the air. Curious villagers from near and far marveled at the sight of Shinji's extraordinary plant, but Shinji remained humble, his heart filled with gratitude for the unexpected gift that had graced his fields. One evening, as Shinji sat beneath the starlit sky, he was visited by a wise old monk named Master Koji. With a gentle smile, Master Koji admired the beauty of Shinji's plant and remarked upon its remarkable growth. In the eyes of the farmer, every seedling is a miracle waiting to unfold, Master Koji said, his voice filled with wisdom. It is the essence of beginner's mind to approach each moment with openness and curiosity, free from preconceptions and judgments. Inspired by Master Koji's words, Shinji realized that in nurturing the seedling with an open heart and mind, he had unlocked the true essence of beginner's mind, the ability to see the world with fresh eyes and embrace each moment as a new beginning. From that day forward, Shinji tended to his crops with renewed vigor and enthusiasm, approaching each day with the openness and curiosity of a beginner. And as the seasons changed and the fields flourished, Shinji's heart overflowed with gratitude for the wisdom of the wise old monk and the miraculous gift of the seedling that had forever changed his perspective on life. In a quaint village nestled amidst emerald fields and whispering forests, there lived a wise old monk named Sen. Renowned for his deep understanding of Zen teachings, Sen was sought out by villagers near and far for his guidance and wisdom. One serene afternoon, a traveler named Koji arrived at the village seeking shelter and solace. Drawn by tales of Sen's wisdom, Koji ventured to the monastery where the old monk resided. Upon reaching the monastery, Koji was greeted by the gentle smile of Sen, who welcomed him with open arms. As they sat in the peaceful courtyard, Sen poured fragrant tea into delicate porcelain cups, the steam rising in graceful tendrils. Sensing Koji's restlessness, Sen spoke softly, "In the practice of Zen, every action is an opportunity to cultivate mindfulness and presence." Intrigued, Koji watched intently as Sen lifted his cup, his movements deliberate and unhurried. With each sip, Sen savored the tea, his senses fully engaged in the moment. Inspired by Sen's example, Koji followed suit, allowing the warm liquid to envelop his senses. "Many seek enlightenment in distant lands," Sen remarked, "but true peace can only be found in the depths of our own hearts, in the simple act of being fully present." From that moment on, Koji remained at the monastery, eager to learn the ways of Zen from the wise old monk. Under Sen's guidance, he embarked on a journey of self-discovery, embracing each moment with newfound clarity and mindfulness. As days turned into weeks, Koji found himself immersed in the rhythm of monastery life, finding joy and contentment in even the most mundane tasks. Whether tending to the garden or sweeping the temple floors, Koji approached each task with unwavering attention and presence. One crisp autumn morning, as Koji sat beneath the ancient cherry tree, he experienced a moment of profound clarity. In the rustle of the leaves and the song of the birds, he felt a deep sense of connection to the world around him, a realization that true happiness lay not in the pursuit of external desires, but in the boundless expanse of the present moment. With a heart full of gratitude, Koji bowed deeply to Sen, his eyes shimmering with newfound understanding. "Thank you, Master," he whispered, "for showing me the way." And as the gentle breeze carried the scent of cherry blossoms through the air, Koji knew that he had found his true home, here in the timeless embrace of mindfulness and presence. Once upon a time, in a serene village nestled between rolling hills and shimmering lakes, there lived a humble fisherman named Kai. Kai spent his days gliding across the tranquil waters in his weathered boat, casting his net in search of the day's catch. His heart was light, his mind untroubled, for Kai understood the wisdom of living in the present moment. One day, as Kai set out on his usual journey, he noticed something unusual bobbing in the distance. As he drew closer, he realized it was an empty boat, adrift and abandoned. Curious, Kai approached and peered inside, but there was no sign of its owner. Without hesitation, Kai tied a rope to the empty vessel and towed it back to shore. The villagers gathered around, puzzled by the sight of the empty boat. Some whispered of ominous omens, while others speculated about its mysterious origins. But Kai remained calm, his expression serene as the still waters of the lake. Days turned into weeks, and still, the empty boat remained on the shore, a silent enigma in the midst of daily life. Yet Kai continued his routine, casting his net with practiced ease, embracing each moment with unwavering acceptance. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a weary traveler stumbled upon the village. His name was Taro, and he had traveled far and wide in search of answers to life's mysteries. Intrigued by the presence of the empty boat, Taro sought out Kai, eager to unravel the puzzle that had captivated the village. "Tell me, wise fisherman," Taro asked, "what is the meaning of this empty boat?" Kai smiled gently, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of a life lived in harmony with the natural rhythms of the world. "The empty boat teaches us the art of non-attachment," he explained. "Just as the boat drifts upon the waters without clinging to a destination, so too must we learn to let go of our attachments and embrace the present moment." Taro pondered Kai's words, his heart stirred by the simplicity of their truth. In that moment, he understood that true happiness lay not in the pursuit of worldly desires, but in the acceptance of life's ever-changing currents. From that day forward, Taro remained in the village, studying under Kai's guidance and learning the timeless lessons of non-attachment and acceptance. Together, they embarked on a journey of self-discovery, navigating the waters of existence with open hearts and minds. And though the empty boat eventually drifted away, carried by the gentle currents of the lake, its message remained etched in the hearts of those who had been touched by its presence. For in the end, they realized that the truest treasures of life could only be found in the boundless expanse of the present moment.